our next pretty big job. Well, two really. I've already started on the pans. You see right here where I've cut the rear out in a patch right there. We got it flintstoning over there. Already got them fit. Both of the front pans. Got this piece cut and fit. There's the other pan. What my next move is I got to wire brush the floor, and over the rust, surface rust that's left, I've took all the holes out. But stuff like this, you know, you don't, that's still solid. It's just surface rust. Like here, all of this, you know, but we're gonna treat it with pour 15, and then I'm only gonna grind what is necessary to do the welding. A lot of this rear panel I'm gonna glue, probably glue the toe boards up here. I don't know, we're probably gonna plug weld it here. It'll probably be glued here, and then I will weld the front pans all the way around to the front. Where you can glue it, it's just not as much heat, and it's a way better job. But we're going to strip this down. This is a 78 Bronco. The roof is out back. We've already got it primed. We are putting a hood on it. I took all the metal out of the hood to make the panels for there. You see, we got it completely detrimmed. We're putting a new fender, and luckily he found a new old stock fender. There it is right there. But he found a new old stock fender, so that is great. The next one we're going to paint is this. This is a complete color change. Fair amount of work. We've got it detrimmed, but we are going to literally paint everything on this car that we can. Customer, he's a good customer. He told us he didn't want to raise a trunk, the hood, or open a door and be able to tell that the color had been changed. So that makes it quite extensive. We will set the doors off. We're setting the front fenders off. You can see there we already got the fender off. We will set the hood and the deck lid off. In other words, we are completely disassembling this whole car. Let me walk out here and I will show you the color that we're going to put on it. Let me get this flipped around. There's the color. It's called Purple Surf, and this is a lady's car. Her husband's having it done, but it is a lady's car, and it's gonna have like dark candy royal purple stripes on it. So it's gonna be, you know, pretty neat. But I'm gonna try to film both processes and get those up for everybody to see. We got is this truck, but I can't remember where I was at on that. I got a phone call and I had to pause it, but this truck's gonna be for sale. It ain't much. We're gonna paint a fair amount of the truck. You can see here it's got a little damage, got some scratches here, ding on the tailgate. That is probably the worst place. These trucks are terrible to get that done, people towing trailers. But it's a really decent truck for the year and the miles. There's the tires and wheels I'm gonna put on it. Get rid of these old steelies. Right now we have the interior out. We're pressure washing the carpet. I'm having the driver's seat fixed. I got to put a window regulator in this rear door. Everything will work, you know, when it's done. So that's kind of where we got all kind of other stuff sitting around, but that one we just painted the hood. that one we're fixing that cladding, you know, just normal body shop stuff. So there's that, and when I get a little further we will add some more to it. Probably gonna brush the floorboard in this Bronco, and the 415 is supposed to be here today. Probably gonna get it brushed on. So I'll probably take a picture of the floorboard after it's brushed, and then when the 415's on it, and that'll probably be it for this video, and then we'll keep picking it up as we go. Alright, I have the floor ready for the 415. I went over the rust. I'm going to cut this out. We're going to put a piece here, but the rest of it is okay. Even though they're deep pits, it will work. I wire brushed all of this, and then I went back over it on a DA with 80 grit. You can see the DA laying there, so that it'll stick good. Now we won't do this part. This is under the floor, so, but this is kind of what it looks like before we put the 415 on it. It's not 415, I can't remember the name, but when it gets here I will show the label of what we're putting on the floor, and it'll have to dry overnight, and then I will come back and come about an inch or so over, and we'll grind this to bare metal, and we will put the glue on. You can see right here, we'll do the floor kind of like that, and I'm actually going to coat these pieces as well. That's a piece out of the hood. I got to get that hood off of it, and once we get this done, then we will start stripping. Let me get over here where it's not so close. But then we will start stripping the outside of the truck and dealing with the little dings and the rust places like this. We will probably take our little blaster and blast that off. You can't have no rust under any paint, because if you leave it, it will cause it to bubble, do crazy stuff, and it'll eventually make it peel and chip and flake and all that stuff. So when that stuff gets here, and I may show the process of putting it on, or I may show it after I just get it on. But anyway, that's where we're at. So when that comes in, I'll give an update. Oops. All right. And here we go. There is the coating on the floor pan. Let this dry overnight. This stuff dries really slow. And let's see. You see I got those pieces done. This piece is up there. I got it because it's so big. And here, KBS Rust Seal. It's the same type of product as, and it took a pint to do all of that. I did brush it on. So anyway, there it is. When this dries, I'll go back and show you how we prepare the edges, and we'll do the glue, get it glued in, and then I will do the welding around the fronts. Alright, so the floor is dry, and I've got all this ground off. See, all the way around the bare metal. That's where the glue will go. See, we have this piece done the same way, all the way around, as well as the little small pieces. And this is what we use to glue it down with. And there are several different brands. There are several different brands of that. So, you know, you can pick Sim, 3M, the Maxi Bond. Those are the three I use the most. And I think my lens is dirty. That could be the sunlight. But so I'm gonna go ahead and get this glue on, get it spread, and these pieces glued down where they can set over the weekend. All right, I got this stuff installed. I want to show it and bring this video to an end, and then we'll get into the body work and all on the body at a little later time. So let me turn around. All right, here's the door. And I just be honest, I got going and I forgot to do any video, but there's where I sewed it across the outside. You can see where I spot welded it from the inside. There's the piece in the back. We'll get to that here in a minute. Here's where I sewed it on the jamb. And I like doing this on stuff. I come in, you know, these 4 doors has a ridge right here, so I cut it. I cut the old one here, and then of course this one here, and then I welded it. And those are not holes, that's just, you know, where it didn't grind all the way flat. But you can see right there in the corner we welded that. Got to move a little slower. All the way across. Done the same thing over here. And then there's that. And I went back and tacked the inner all the way around. Because I'm going to be honest, this piece, this patch panel, you know, it goes from here to here. It just simply didn't fit good enough to try to glue. So, and let me show you where we're at on the fitment wise. And yes, you have to fit these before you do any welding, but I may have to add a little metal here or run a couple of beads of weld down through there. I got to close that gap up right here. You can see on the bottom gap is good. And then on the front, that I don't think I could have got it to turn out no better. So, and I got to do a little tweaking. Let me get stood back up. Got to do a little tweaking to make it good. So, come on now. All right, floor pans. We're gonna come back and seam seal these places. I glued these. You can still see the glue. You see there, these holes will be filled up with seam sealer. As you can see, it's all in neat. On the ribs, I put urethane to keep the vibration out. You can see on this one, I welded it. I got to grind that a little more, but there's was where that little split was at. I plug welded it here. This piece is glued. I done a little welding there. I had to put 10mm headed coarse screws in to pull that down, but you can see all across, and then I plug welded it to right there, and then I sewed this solid. Let me walk over here and I'll show you the other side right quick. You can see I done basically the same thing over here. Seams, that ain't even a hole. Seam sealer will cover all of that though. This one fit really well, so I just glued it in all the way around. Like I say, I got to come back and grind those. I missed those, but seam sealer will fill the holes, and you know, the glue, you just don't have to worry. You see the glue coming out there where it's glued all the way down, and I got to make a little patch on both sides for those places. But so there it is, and I'm gonna go back and finish grinding, and we'll put that same KBS over the pans and that piece there. And that piece, y'all, I think I explained it, that come out of the hood, so we're keeping it all its own, so to speak. I know that's crazy, but it's the way my mind works sometimes. And then there's that, you know, so it the floor pans are done. I just got to do a little grinding and seam sealing. Let me pause and see if I can get up under it, and I'll show you the way it looks under the bottom. Hold on. Okay, well that didn't work. It says my battery's too low for the flash to come on, so I'll show that a little later, because I want to show you how we seam seal that under the bottom, and then we'll go from there. So let me show you a little. This is the body of the truck. I actually backed into it and bent this. The floor pans was rusty because it, you know, older cars that have a leak. The carpet stays wet and they rust from the top down. But as you can see, this old Bronco is not bad to start with. I'm going to strip the paint all the way to the metal. And this is a true 400. That's not a 351M. Putting a new fender on this side. That is a new old stock fender, so that's great. And then this side, the only other issue. Alright, well, the video shut off right there. I don't really know why, but I'm gonna get a little shot of the floor pans that they're through, all but the seam sealer. And then I'm gonna end this one here, and we'll pick up with the body work and the body on it. So let me pause this, and I'll walk out here and let you see the floorboard, and then we're gonna call this one good. And there it is. The floorboard is done, all but the seam sealer. Like I said, got to go back and do that. Got it treated. It's all well, ready for carpet. This is KBS. It is a super hard, non-porous paint. If you look that up, all the information's online. But it's really good stuff. A lot of people say it's better than Pour 15. I don't really know. I've used both. It seems the KBS to me might do a little better, but hey, who knows? All right, well, we're going to call this one to a close, and I'll catch you on the next one.